Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Edge Hill. My name is Clive Edwards. I'm Pro-Chancellor and Chair of the governing body here. It's now my great pleasure to declare that this ceremony for the conferment of degrees is open.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, fellow Pro-Vice-Chancellors, Consul General of Portugal, Madam Mayor, Madam Mayoress, graduands, friends and family, welcome to the winter ceremony at Edge Hill University. 2 weeks before the vernal equinox and the turn of the year, with its promise of lengthening days and the first tenuous shoots of spring, it is our great pleasure to celebrate with you the academic achievements of the graduands here to my left. They are drawn from disciplines across the portfolio of arts and sciences and health and social care. We're very proud of you all. Edge Hill is a special place, founded on the ideas of opportunity and breaking the mould. When founded 134 years ago, it was the first non-denominational teacher training college for young women in the north of England. We have been associated nationally with widening participation for a couple of decades, and since gaining university status in 2005, we have been building our reputation consistently. As you may have noticed on entering the campus, we have been awarded the government's highest accolade for the quality of our teaching, Gold in the Teaching Excellence Framework, as well as winning last year's Sunday Times University of the Year for student retention. Those badges are important, not just to us, but also to you graduating today, because you will be forever associated with the strength of Edge Hill's brand and reputation. And that brand and reputation is based resolutely on its values. It is worth reiterating our values on a formal occasion such as this. The Edge Hill community will embrace challenge and seize opportunity, expect and celebrate creativity and excellence, act responsibly and with integrity, show determination, resilience, ambition, and adaptability, and work together to deliver that vision. To realize that vision, we have continued to invest in an ambitious program of building and refurbishment. In the course of your time here, I hope you have derived benefit from these new and high specification facilities, whether the living or teaching spaces or the sport and exercise complex from which the local Ormskirk and West Lancashire community gains enjoyment. But of course, while they need buildings in order to function, universities are primarily about people and ideas, where rational argument and diversity are cherished and research insights shared and celebrated, engendering trust. The principal differentiator of university reputation worldwide is the quality of its research, something which is assessed periodically in this country, most recently in 2014, where we rose 29 places in the rankings. Alongside our building program, we have been investing strategically in new staff to develop and refresh our undergraduate curricula and gear up capacity to supervise students to PhD level. I'm especially pleased today to be presenting a broad range of students at both bachelor, master, and doctoral levels. We have more than a dozen PhDs eligible to cross the stage in the next few minutes, taking us beyond our target of 100 PhD completions by the census point for the next Research Excellence Framework next year in July 2020, and a 600% increase on the last time. Research matters because it drives innovation and productivity in teaching, in its application to solving the world's problems, and in knowledge exchange with business, cultural, and community institutions, as well as with the NHS. But let me be crystal clear. Educating students is the university's core mission, and students will rightly always be at the core of our strategic decisions. And today, it's all about you, celebrating your success and the excellence of your contribution to the Edge Hill community. You've worked hard, got your assignments in, perhaps juggling work or family commitments, and encountering new ways of looking at the world. Today is the moment to celebrate it publicly with family and friends. And it's your family's day too. The graduands sitting here facing you today know in their heart of hearts they owe a considerable part of their achievements over the last 3 years, indeed 20 years and more, to the love, encouragement and support, whether emotional or material, which has been provided by their mothers and fathers, brothers and sisters, sons and daughters, perhaps grandparents, and the special friends who admit of no easy categorization. Our country stands at a crossroads, days away from a general election whose central theme has become personal integrity and trust in public life. You are graduating at a time of uncertainty and political flux. More than ever, you need to be aware of your values in order to guide your next steps. What you have learned here at Edge Hill should help you. Universities have a long history. In the West, they have developed out of traditions of education and democracy originating in ancient Greece. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, wrote that excellence is an art won by training and habituation. We do not act rightly because we have virtue or excellence, but we rather have those because we have acted rightly. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. Aristotle's philosophy of education has been the bedrock of Western pedagogy for well over 2,000 years, and it unites explicitly the ideas of discipline and character building for personal happiness and active civic engagement. We are what we repeatedly do. Think about it. You have choices. If you want to be a better person, to help build a better society or team or company or school or local community, then making change starts with you, and success will follow your consistency. Excellence is not a single act, but a lifelong habit made up of repeated single acts. If you sometimes fall short of that, don't despair. We're none of us perfect. The Edge Hill way, though, is to keep trying. That's the determination, resilience, and adaptability set among our values. You can draw some confidence from the fact that graduates of Edge Hill University currently have a 95.5 success rate in terms of entering employment or higher study within 6 months of graduation. An Edge Hill degree has increasing cachet with employers. Still, you'll be very lucky indeed if you land your ideal job in the next 6 months. Our university motto, In Scientia Opportunitas, is a subtle one, easy to misinterpret. It counsels that in knowledge, or perhaps know-how, is a better translation, lies advantage or possibility. Think strategically about what you want to do in life and consider the steps you may have to take beyond the step you take this morning. And that may involve taking one job with a view to learning from it in order to move on to something better. Be smart. In all probability, you will spend many years working and enjoying life, as we tend to live longer than previous generations, at least in this part of the world, and therefore the span of working lives will increase. So take the long view. In any case, your own success will come down to how you draw on your experience and marshal your thoughts in an interview or aptitude test. Our careers office is here to help you with advice and guidance as you become our alumni today. We invite you to keep in contact with the university. You are part of the Edge Hill community. You will always be welcome here. Let me conclude with a maxim from Nelson Mandela, a great leader who embodied responsibility and personal integrity, and whose moral courage and generous humanity shine through years of political imprisonment in an evil regime. Education, he said, is the most powerful weapon you can use to change the world. Regardless of whatever else may happen, never forget that. Today is your day. Enjoy it.
Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Judge Professor Paulo Pinto de Albuquerque was born in Mozambique on 5 October 1966, when Mozambique was still a Portuguese colony. On 25 June 1975, Mozambique gained its independence. 1975 was a very important year for the process of decolonization of African countries. In less than 1 month, also Cape Verde, Comoros, Sao Tome and Principe, and Angola got their independence from European colonization. Judge Albuquerque's father had moved to Mozambique during the Salazar dictatorship. Salazar's secret police was responsible of torture and murders of political opponents in Portugal, but also of African liberation leaders in Mozambique and Guinea-Bissau. The dictatorship in Portugal ended only in 1974. The Judge family was a victim of the arbitrary exercise of power by the Portuguese authorities. His uncle, Antonio Albuquerque, a teenager at the time, was detained for 3 months. The crime, criticizing the regime and the rich families that exploited the poor peasants at the time. His detention traumatized the Judge father, a 7-year-old boy who had to walk 30 kilometers to visit his brother in the district prison. The Judge and his family went to Portugal in 1973, but his father stayed in Mozambique. Once back to Portugal, the Judge has a memory of a very conservative country, but the change arrived 1 year later, in 1974. It was a political revolution, but also an incredibly social and cultural transformation of the country. The Judge welcomed the revolution as a new era of freedom. Of those days, he remembers the courage of several young Portuguese who made the revolution. Among them, there was a young captain, Salgueiro Maia, who resisted the old guard of the army, risking his life against the tyranny. In front of several tanks, he was ordered by the army to move. His answer was, I don't take your orders, I just obey to the people. Maia and his troops peacefully forced the dictatorship to resign without bloodshed. The history of his country, the dictatorship, the story of his uncle, his father's testimony of atrocities committed in Mozambique, but also the revolution and the courage of people as Maia have played an incredible role in forging the Judge's will to study law and this strong commitment to the protection of fundamental rights. Also, his voluntary work for the Caritas Social Service during the 80s significantly affected his commitment to work to promote social equality. He assisted the poorest people, and he was confronted with the human face of misery. The experience also helped him understand that social justice requires much more effort to transform their lives. So he decided to become a judge, because he was strongly convinced that law is a powerful instrument of social justice, insofar that it not only protects the weak, but it also empowers the poor to transform his or her own reality. He says that if there is a reason for him to have chosen law, is that he truly believes that in the Lacordaire world, between the strong and the weak, between the rich and the poor, between the lord and the slave, it's freedom which oppresses and the law which sets free. He served as judge in various courts in Lisbon and as an expert with Council of Europe group of states against corruption. He was elected judge at the European Court of Human Rights on 25 January 2011. He was the vice president of Section 4 and president of the Committee on the Rules of the Court. He is a member of the Grand Chamber panel and founder and president of the Criminal Law Group at the European Court of Human Rights. He is also full professor at the Faculty of Law of the Catholic University of Lisbon. In this capacity, he has published more than 15 books and more than 50 journal articles. Since his appointment as a judge in Strasbourg, he has significantly contributed to the development of international human rights law. In several circumstances, he told me and my colleague, Maria Giulia Giuffre, that his work in Strasbourg was possible only thanks to the love and support of his beautiful wife, Paula Cristina. These are, of course, his own words, and these words are full of love for his 3 children, Beatriz, Gabriel, and Joao. The judge's decisions are regularly cited by academic scholars and practitioners in human rights law, public international law, and criminal law. Together with my colleague Maria Giulia, I can also proudly say that the judge has contributed to enhance our university research profile in human rights law. Since 2015, he has been taking part in several initiatives at Edge Hill University. As a member of the international network of experts on judicial dialogue, he provided a valuable contribution to the publication of our book on the relationship between criminal law and human rights law. In 2017, he came to our university to launch the research unit in international justice and human rights. Overall, he is playing an invaluable role in building up bridges between the court and universities. His engagement in discussions and the research project proved to be extremely stimulating and will be an added value for the development of Edge Hill as a center of excellence, able to establish long-term institutional links with courts at the national and international level. Students should read some of the more than 150 opinions he has authored in Strasbourg. At least one decision should be present in all human rights law books. The judge concurring opinion in the Hirsi against Italy case, where the court found Italy responsible for violation of fundamental rights of migrants, intercepted on the high seas and pushed back to the concentration camps in Libya. The judge went further, arguing that these people have also a right to access asylum procedures in Italy. Reading this decision, I also learned the incredible story of the Portuguese consul, Sousa Mendes of Bordeaux, who has played a very important role in the judge's interest in the protection of human rights. The consul gave the most extraordinary example of self-sacrifice and bravery at the service of mankind, saving over 30,000 Jews and other persecuted people in absolute need and despair at the cost of his own career and well-being of his own family. It's impossible to go through all the judge's decision, but I wish to try to explain the denominator that in our humble opinions is common to all these decisions. Two central concepts underlie all his work as a judge. The first one is hope. The Right to Hope is also the title of one of his most recent books. Hope is the driving force of his mandate. For lawyers, it's particularly difficult to define the concept of hope. So I will borrow the words of Saint Augustine. Hope has two beautiful children, indignation and courage. The indignation for the reality of things, the courage to change them. Today, we are awarding a person who has never accepted social inequality, but who had also the courage to change the status quo by prompting the hope for a better world where social justice is not a privilege, but accessible for everyone, particularly for social outcasts, such as individuals who will spend all their lives in a prison, migrants, refugees escaping from wars or persecutions, members of ethnic or religious minorities. The second interconnected concept is humanity. I think that as lawyers, most of the time, we are inclined to forget the values that should be at the basis of every legal system. In Italy, under the fascist regime, a law criminalizing marriages with Jews was approved. Several scholars at the time discussed whether this law introduced a continuous or a permanent crime. In other words, when the crime was committed. However, such a very technical discussion ignored the shame behind the criminalization, this criminalization, and how this law was a violation of the fundamental values behind the jus gentium, behind international law. One of the most important legacies of Judge Albuquerque is his attention for human beings. From his decision, it clearly transpires that humanity, as the North Star of his mandate, prevails over strict legal formalism that would affect people's life, particularly those ones living on the margins of society. This is evident in the Soares de Melo against Portugal case. A mother of 8 children was asked by the Social Security in Portugal not to have any further pregnancy. After she got pregnant again, she lost social support, and the domestic authorities started the procedure to take her children away. The judge successfully proposed an extensive application of provisional measures to enable her to see her children. Finally, the case was decided in her favor. This teaches us, as an Italian reporter, Vittorio Rigoni, has said, Let's stay human, particularly if there is the risk that dark times, when in Brecht words there is only injustice and no outrage, may occur again. Pro-Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, Deputy and Pro-Vice-Chancellors, graduates, colleagues, guests and friends, it's my great privilege to present, together with my colleague Maria Giulia, Judge Professor Paolo Pinto del Albuquerque for the award of Honorary Doctor of Laws.
By the authority vested in me as the Vice-Chancellor of Edge Hill University, I hereby confer the award of Honorary Doctor of Laws to the excellent, the eminent, the humane Paolo Pinto de Albuquerque. Congratulations.
Dear Vice Chancellor, the 20th century was no doubt the century which saw the highest death toll on the European continent. And from the ashes of the Second World War rose the Council of Europe, with its aim of rebuilding Europe on a foundation of peace. The European Convention on Human Rights, signed in Rome on the 4th of November 1950, remains the first instrument to consolidate and render enforceable the rights enshrined in the Universal Declaration on Human Rights of 1948. The links between the 1948 Declaration and the 1950 Convention are thus strong and historical. In its preamble, the European Convention on Human Rights refers to the Universal Declaration and points out that, and I quote, "The aim of the Council of Europe is the achievement of greater unity between its members," end of quote. Above all, the preamble notes the attachment of the member states to the fundamental freedoms which form the very foundation of justice and peace in the world. The Convention was thus primarily intended as an instrument of unity between European states around a common heritage of political traditions, ideals, freedom, and the rule of law. It also refers to the concept of a democratic society, whose characteristics are pluralism, tolerance, and open-mindedness, to guarantee peace and the union of peoples. The strength of the European system of human rights protection undoubtedly lies in the fact that the Convention's drafters set up a court, the European Court of Human Rights, to ensure that the observance of their engagements. For 60 years now, it has overseen compliance with human rights to ensure that this protection serves the cause of justice and peace in line with the preamble of the Convention. Throughout its case law, the Court has played a major role in improving the protection of human rights in Europe. Its judgments have contributed to the harmonization of European norms in the field of rights and freedoms. The jurisdiction of the European Court of Human Rights extends to almost all areas of the European continent. In theory, over 800 million women and men enjoy direct access to a judicial organ capable of remedying the violation of their fundamental rights. In reality, they are much more numerous, as to bring a case to the court, there is no condition of nationality or residence. The court ensures that pluralistic democracy is maintained, guaranteeing respect for the basic democratic principles in areas such as participation in free elections, freedom of expression, of religion, of association, and of assembly, and non-discrimination. It promotes the rule of law which provides the essential framework for the development of effective political democracy. It thus lays down legal standards for the administration of justice, for the personal freedom and security of all individuals, and for other safeguards against arbitrariness, injustice, and abuse of power. The court strengthens respect for human dignity, ensuring compliance with fundamental guarantees such as the right to life, the prohibition of ill treatment, and the protection of private and family life. The court has also provided responses to contemporary issues arising for states, in particular, over the past few years, those concerning the situation of migrants in Europe or the combat against terrorism in our societies. Various new and sensitive questions, especially stemming from the emergence of new technologies, have been submitted to the court. At the heart of the European system of human rights protection, the European Court of Human Rights irrigates the domestic legal orders of the European states and represents the judicial manifestation of multilateralism. It is now universally known and recognized. Its judgments often been cited in countries far from Europe, for example, in the decisions of the Supreme Courts of India, Japan, or Canada. Every day in the courts of the member states, the convention is invoked by lawyers and applied by judges. Increasingly, the domestic courts, and primarily the Supreme Courts and constitutional courts, are incorporating the convention into their own case law. For the past 60 years, the court has gradually imposed itself in the European constitutional arena. It has produced a considerable body of case law providing concrete content to the convention rights and freedoms, clarifying the nature of the state's obligations, and above all, adapting the convention norms to the evolution of European societies. It has made the convention a living instrument through a process of permanent and dynamic interaction between the international mechanism and the national legal systems. It has been my privilege to sit and serve as a judge at the European Court of Human Rights for over 8 years. In that capacity, I have been confronted with excruciating moral dilemmas, highly complex legal issues, and extremely sensitive, politically charged debates. My humble contribution to the court's case law has been focused mainly on women's, minorities, and workers' rights. To encapsulate it all in 2 words, my main concern has been, since day one in Strasbourg, to deliver social justice to those in the lower rank of society, to the discriminated, the disadvantaged, the disfortunate, who find no justice before national courts. Dear Vice-Chancellor, I take this award that you so kindly decided to bestow upon me today as a recognition that this work has been useful for the development of international human rights law and may serve as a source of inspiration for our students, for your students. I would not like to finish my response to the citation of Professor Triestino Marianiello and Maria Giulia Giuffre, my dear friends, without thanking their kind words and their unlimited availability to cooperate with the European Court of Human Rights. They have provided me and my fellow judges with their immense expertise on several occasions. Last but not the least, I would like to refer to our students, to the graduating students today. To this class of graduating students, I would like to have a word and to congratulate them on their achievement of having successfully completed their studies. I am especially pleased to receive this award at this particular ceremony and occasion, for which the graduating cohort are students from a range of disciplines within the Faculty of Arts and Sciences, including students from the Law and Criminology department, whose programs resonate so well with my own work. I would like to leave you with a word of incentive. The European Convention on Human Rights is yours. It is an instrument with which you should work every day Take the maximum profit of it, study it and apply it, and you will certainly do a lot of good to the world. Thank you very much.
Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of Academic Board, I present students who are candidates for awards today. For defending a doctoral thesis entitled A Comparison of Remote Sensing Approaches to Distinguish Unplanned and Planned Urbanization in Abuja, Nigeria, I present Ibrahim Adamu Gumo. For defending a doctoral dissertation entitled Biodiversity Impacts at Various Scales Following Conservation Management of Synanthropic Sites in Northwest England, I present Mark Howard Champion. For defending a doctoral thesis entitled Borderlands, a Novel and Poetics, I present Philippa Harry Holloway. For defending a doctoral thesis entitled Enacting Community Sports Policy for Health, a Case Study of Active Blues, I present Thomas George Arthur Duffel. For defending a doctoral thesis entitled Textual Superimposition and Illegibility in the Poetic Text, I present Adam Peter Hampton. For defending a doctoral thesis entitled The Population and Conservation Genetics of the Marsh Fritillary Butterfly, Euphydridus auriniana, in the British Isles, I present Michelle Louise Davis. For defending the dissertation entitled An Investigation Examining Relative Age Effects in the Self-Reported Well-Being of Year 5 Children, I present Melissa Mitchell. For defending the dissertation entitled Association of Relative Age Effect with Measures of Physical Performance and Coach Subjective Scores in Academy Soccer Players, a Case Study, I present Jake Richardson. For defending the dissertation entitled Effects of Enteric-Coated Sodium Bicarbonate on 16-kilometre cycling time trial, I present Nicholas Keith Leach. defending the dissertation entitled Gothic Science, Bridging the Gap Between Alchemy and the Transhuman Singularity, I present John Anthony Gordon. For defending the dissertation entitled How Has the Introduction of Universal Credit Impacted Upon the Lived Experiences of Working Lone Mothers, I present Jennifer K. Finlayson. For defending the dissertation entitled Only You Can Make It Happen, a qualitative study of Fitspiration on Instagram, I present Harriet Elizabeth Fairhurst. For defending the dissertation entitled Taxonomic, Genomic and Astrobiological Analysis of Novel Halophilic Microbes from the Anderton Brine Springs, I present Matthew William Kelbrick. For defending the dissertation entitled The Fairly Good Samaritan, Creating a Fictional Narrative Using Forensic Linguistics and Practice-Led Research, I present Robert Edge. For Master of Arts in Creative Writing, Julia Isabel Clayton. Michael James Cox. Harry Thomas Draper. Callum James France. Tamsin Abigail James. Stephen Kenny. Natalie June McCulloch. Vice-Chancellor, the following candidate has been awarded the University Scholarship this year. Molly Rose Smallwood. Peter David Turley. For Master of Arts in English, Fiona Charlotte Mary Campbell. Kirsty Gregson. Elizabeth Jane Hatton. Nathan Colum Lee. Lee Anthony Rimmer. For Master of Arts in Film and Media, Victoria Carter. Leah Danielle Flight. Gareth Adam Bennett Halliwell. Cameron Lindsay Welsh. For Master of Arts in History and Culture, Catherine Ankara Jones. Christopher William Jones. Kerin Michelle Lewis Shaw. For Master of Arts in Making Performance, Linda Dixon. Nicole Stephanie Goddard. Caroline Louise Scott. For Master of Computing, Thomas David Wren. For Master of Science in Big Data Analytics, Thomas Joseph Barraclough. For Master of Science in Computing, John Stobbart. For Master of Science in Conservation Management, Gary Joseph Allwood. Rebecca Lee Bacino. Paula Bateson. David Clements. Margaret Ann Connor. Catherine Ann Judson. David Matthew Lamin. Jessica Kate Maxwell. Hilary Maguire. Luke Alexander Williams. For Master of Science in Cyber Security, Andrew George Allen. Jatinda Bunga. Lois Victoria Wendy Audrey Howard. Adam Joseph Murray. Sean David Pearson. Kelly Ann Rowe. Oscar Tambi Tabot. Sarah Lindsay Ward. For Master of Science in Games Programming and Visual Computing, Alexander Stephen Drew. Connor Gaskell. Jonathan Palmer. Christopher Henley Rawlins. For Master of Science in Information Security and IT Management, Olivia Mary Hannah McCambridge. For Master of Science in Psychology Conversion, Victoria Lucia Bauer. Michelle Blackburn. Josh Dennis Davis. Chloe Jade Duff. Katie Elizabeth Fryer. Chloe Jade Hill. Laura Martin. Anthea Mary McClellan. Sarah Louise Potts. Anne Tate. Kimberly Jane Webster. Megan Chelsea Woodward. For Master of Science in Sport, Physical Activity and Mental Health, Natalie Andrea Ash. Saeed Mohammed Bangi. Matthew Thomas Catterall. Dawn Carol Chadwick. Donna Marie Cox. Rebecca Halsall Jones. Shannon Elaine Lawless. Francesca Logulu. Tom McGee. Edward Owen. Zoe Louise Rhodes. Lindsay Erica Simpson. John Adrian Thomas. Lee Alexander Thomas. Laura Gemma Wharton. Rebecca Worthington. For the postgraduate diploma in humanities, Isabel Zuzana Vasbotosh. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in Childhood and Youth Studies, Catherine Potts. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in Childhood and Youth Studies and Sociology, Ellie Ann Sweeney. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in Criminology, Robin Ellen Jones. Sadie Lee Jones. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in Drama, Molly Erin Thorpe. Olivia Nicole Traves. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in English, Demi McLean. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in English Language, Rebecca Jane Shaw. Abigail Wiseman. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in Film and Television Production, Nathan David Ryan Edge. Christina Michelle Kitchen. For Bachelor of Arts with honours in Physical Education and School Sport, Lewis Michael Bolton. Samuel Lee Hussey. Lewis Christopher Mallows. Sophie Alicia Buffy Tolson. For Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Policing, James Peter Cooper. For Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Sports Coaching and Development, Lewis Michael Topping. For Bachelor of Arts with Honours in Sports Management and Coaching, Leon Philip Duran. Paul Keith Wilson. For Bachelor of Laws with Honours, Jolene Kelly Guarada. Sam Milner. Jamie Robertson. Cameron Chippendale Ruggieri. Lilia Sherbach. Hannah Walker. For Bachelor of Science with Honours in Computer Security and Networks, Joseph Kevin O'Connor. For Bachelor of Science with Honours in Computing, Callum Thomas Bridge. Timothy Alex Grant. For Bachelor of Science with Honours in Computing, Networking, Security and Forensics, Serena Rose Bansai. For Bachelor of Science with Honours in Geology with Physical Geography, Natalie Emma Bates. Jack Collishaw. Selena Kirsty Storm McGecken.
Bachelor of Science with Honours in Information Technology Management for Business, Gabba Ahmed Saif Othman. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Physical Geography, Nathaniel Denham Bosher. Matthew James McHugh. Michael James McVeigh. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Psychology, Chelsea Alexandra Dwyer. Olivia Jordan Prendeville Howard. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport and Exercise Psychology, Joseph Thomas Connolly. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sport and Exercise Science, Joe Paul Davis. Ryan John Andrew Hargreaves. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Sports Therapy, Rebecca Grace Booth. Charlie Gilligan. Alexander Brian Gould. Rebecca Alice Jones. Rebecca Pauline Redford. Alexander John Vernon. Lauren Watson. Anthony Peter West. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Web Design and Development, Ryan Kyle Sage. Bachelor of Arts in Criminology and Sociology, Luke Thomas Smith. Bachelor of Arts in Drama, Hannah Jane Kenner. Bachelor of Arts in Film Studies with Film Production, Adriana Kekovic. Diploma of Higher Education in Film and Television Production, Jonathan Christopher McAvoy. Bachelor of Science with Honours in Operating Department Practice, Laura Jane Atkinson. Kelly Louise Baldwin. Matthew William Boken. David Andrew Bristow. Abby Kate Brown. Michelle Margaret Boye. Carol Clark. Matthew Cliff. Faye Cody. Sean Flanagan. Andrew Nicholas Giles. Thembinkosi Hiliza. Sabi Ul Islam. Victoria Jennings. Uwe Jaracek. Rachel Stephanie Lang. Emma Linton. Samantha Lynn. Samuel John Maher. Emma Deborah Mary Martin. Lorna Matthews. Helen McCarthy. Joanne Elizabeth McCormack. Katie Melling. Katie Miller. Samantha Louise Millington. Sukaluli Malambo. Svenamo Musapaidi. Rakina April O'Regan. Samira Osman. Jessica Elizabeth Parsley. Sarah Pearson. Suzanne Claire Piggott. Jenny Riley. Shannon Siobhan Rawdon. Colin Ronald Sanderson. Anam Shahid. Kimberly Louise Shepherdson. Ikra Tahir. Jade Telfer. Amber Joanne Walsh. Deborah Louise Wynn. Nimra Zafar. Sarah Zakira Abd Al-Khalek Hassan. Diploma of Higher Education in Paramedic Practice, Bethany Grace Anderton. James William Barrow. Brona Kate Carville. Heather Cowley. Jennifer Cox. Adam Lee Collier. Lauren Elizabeth Cumston. Georgia Rianne Dawson. Christine Fernan. Alistair Mark Fisher. Christopher Foster. Margaret Elizabeth Galley. Dylan Matthew Gaskell. Rebecca Grundy. Alison Hales. Paul Harper. Sarah Marie Hayward. Laura Marie Herbert. Marcus Howard. Paul Jenkinson. Daniel Kirkpatrick. Kiernan James Knight. Emily Middleton. Stephanie Louise Mills. Andrew Stephen Pearce. Asha Gabrielle Price. Diane Elizabeth Rees. Rebecca Sanders. Amy Settle. Simon Joseph Simcox. Vice-Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of students.
That's a lot of applause, but not yet a single award. Important part. By the authority vested in me as the Vice-Chancellor of Edgehill University, I hereby confer the Edgehill University Awards for which you have been presented, and I congratulate you all. Wave those hats in the air.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking I'll watch them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Thank you very much to Lucy. I hope you've enjoyed today's ceremony, ladies and gentlemen. Can I now point you back to the central campus where refreshments are available. Please have a safe journey home, but I now declare that this ceremony is closed.